Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Upper St. Clair High School, home of the Panthers. It's boys volleyball night. I, as usual, am Kevin McGahey doing the announcing for you tonight. My cameraman, my videographer is Trevor McGahey, and it's our pleasure to bring you this home contest between the Blackhawks of Bethel Park and the homestanding Panthers of Upper St. Clair. It's a Section 1 contest tonight with the Upper St. Clair Panthers currently having a 2-0 record in this section, having conquered both Baldwin and Cannon-McMillan. Bethel Park comes in with a 1-1 section record, having lost to Central Catholic and having also beaten Cannon-McMillan. Overall, the Bethel Park Hawks are 3-1. Overall, the Panthers are 2-1. And look at the starting lineup set for us in just a minute here, as things tend to happen pretty quickly once we get organized. I think it's the same starting lineup you might have seen in last week's telecast. Number 24, T.J. Highland, a senior, is a starter. Number 5, Mike Popek, also a senior starter. Number 3, David Andreghi, the senior. 22 is Jason Falls, another senior, and there's 2 numbers hidden for me. I'll get to him in just a minute. Number 12 is Tom Petrini, 5 seniors, and Troy Murphy, he's the freshman. On the other hand, the Bethel Park Hawks come in here as an extremely young team. There's not a senior on the Hawk team. They come in overloaded with juniors, but 0 seniors. We don't know if that'll be a factor yet or not. We'll know as the match goes along. The libero wearing the black jersey, that'll be Zach Smith for the Blackhawks. Number 19 is Mark Malone. Number 32 is Matthew Shannon, all juniors so far. Looks like Bethel Park will take the first serve, and the Panthers will get the first opportunity to handle the ball. Continuing, number 2, Colin Deep is a junior. Looks like the referee set, the umpire set, and we are set to go. You might have seen the Panthers make a substitution just then. Zach Weber, the junior, has come in. Number 15, he's the libero. In case you don't know, the libero can substitute freely. Usually he's a backline play specialist. No special checking in with the referees or umpires required. They can just come and go as they please, substituting for anybody basically at any time. And with the first serve, the match is underway, handled by Dave Andreghi. Troy Murphy, and over the middle, just dumped over it and didn't fool the Blackhawks much. Troy Murphy comes back with it. From the back line, that is Zach Weber, who just hoists the ball over the net, and it works out just fine. Finds a spot right there in the middle of what you call a donut, where nobody was standing. The libero for the Blackhawks, number 20 again, Zach Smith, tried to retrieve that, but hit it right back into the net, and the Panthers do draw first blood at 1-0. Substitutions, I'll catch up. This will happen quite a bit as the day goes along. 8 players Coach Jack Zebo uses, but that's Zach Cavo just did the serving for the Panthers. Dave Andreghi digs it out of the back line. There's Zach Cavo to the left side. Let's see, off the Bethel Park block, T.J. Highland with a kill. His first of the night off the Bethel Park block and out of bounds, and it's an early 2-0 Panther lead. These games go to 25. There's a point achieved on every serve. You win by 2, and the match is a best of 5. Dave Andreghi. And a short set goes to Pat Ty for his first successful kill off the Zach Cavo set. Well done, and the Panthers are off to a pretty good start right now at 3-0 with Zach Cavo continuing to serve. Nice overhead serve, nothing fancy about it. Comes to the right side into the St. Clair block and not able to handle it. Didn't have much on it actually, but it worked. It's not always how hard you hit it, it's where you hit it. That worked out that time for the Blackhawks. And the Panthers are in there with a 3-1 lead. Substitution for the Blackhawks. Number 30 is on the floor. That's Owen Barrett, a junior. Number 2, Colin Deep, has taken a spot on the bench. I'm sure it's temporary. We'll see him again. Going the wrong way that time and dug out of there by Zach Weber just to get the ball over and kept in play. Very nicely done by the Panthers. Now a chance to use it into the Bethel Park block and dug out of there by Dave Andreghi. Very nicely done, David. Ball is still in play. Left side, Hawks, Dave Andreghi again. To Zach Cavo, left side. A little too much on it. T.J. Highland had a really good look at that one on a nice Zach Cavo set, but hoisted that one way out of bounds by 10 or 12 feet. Point, and the serve stays with the Bethel Park Hawks. Michael O'Brien with the serve just then. Some double hit. Called on the Panthers, awarding the point to the Blackhawks. They've run 3 in a row, and it's all knotted up at 3-3 here in game number 1 of this best of 5 match. Michael O'Brien with the serve. Not a great set that time by Zach Cavo. Didn't get it quite high enough. T.J. Highland had a good leap at it, but walloped it right into the net. Net's 8 feet tall. That one came out at about 6.5 feet. No good. Bethel continues with the serve. That cable right up there to Pat Ty for another successful kill. Again, it wasn't particularly hard, but he hit it right off the Bethel Park block into that donut hole in the middle of the defense. Point Panthers. Jason Falls with a left-handed serve. Not quite long enough. Gives the Bethel Park Hawks a gift and a 1-point lead at 5-4. Dave Andreghi just lost it over the net, but batted right back by the Blackhawks. DJ Highland that time, same strategy. Somebody was over the line that time. Looks like one of the Bethel Park plays. I'm sorry I missed who that was. But it is a violation, and the side out and serve turnover to the Panthers. Number 24 senior TJ Highland with the serve. 5-all. Early game number 1. Owen Barrett way up high from the left side for the Hawks, but lofted that one about 12 feet long. Way out of bounds. No tip. Point and side out. Well, not side out, but point to the Panthers. TJ Highland continues with a serve. Yeah, I just had to check. Into the net that time, not into a player. Matthew Shannon with the attempt that time by the Hawks. Into the net, 4 hits basically called. Point for the Panthers, 7-5, back to a 2-point lead for Upper St. Clair. Right side that time, and TJ Hyden let that one go. Probably shouldn't have, and this is going to be a tough name for me to pronounce. That was number 7, Milos Ishikov Kovacevic. I may shorten that to Ishikov, hope he doesn't mind. But Milos with a terrific right side attack and kill that time. 7-6 Upper St. Clair. Still early, game number 1. Tom Petrini that time just lofts it over with some top spin on it. And does it come back? Yes, it does. Handled nicely by the Blackhawks. Left side again. Not a great set, unfortunately. It ended up a little too wide and a little too close for the net for Tom Petrini to do much about it. Results in a point for the Hawks, and it's a 7-7 tie. Serve continues with the Blackhawks. That's Joe Irwin, another junior for the Blackhawks. Dave Andreghi up high and off a tip, rescued by the libero Zach Smith, but not quite enough to get it over. Dave Andreghi with his first successful kill of the night. 1 kill, 1 successful dig for Dave Andreghi. 2 substitutions just now. Number 10, the freshman, Troy Murphy on the floor. Pat Ty sits, as does Zach Cavo. Troy Murphy with that serve, and from the left side, Joe Malone. One of the Panthers, though, was in the net or under the net. Giving the gift point back to the Blackhawks. We're still tied up 8-8. Nobody could seem to get much of an advantage. The largest lead so far has been 2. That's been by the Panthers twice. And Bethel Park has battled back both times. Troy Murphy with a set this time. 2. Hey, wow, that one went way long. That was Mike Popek, the senior from the left side. Had a pretty good eye on it. Went way long. And Bethel has their first lead of the night at 9-8. Calling deep with the serve. Troy Murphy to Tom Petrini. Just eases that ball over the net. Didn't fool anybody. And Tom Petrini goes right into the Bethel Park block. That's Matthew Shannon once more, who put it right back in the St. Clair side. Now the largest lead of the night for the Blackhawks at 10-8. Still game number 1. Still a long way to go in this contest. Calling deep with the serve for Bethel. Dug out of the net by Troy Murphy and hoisted back over. Nicely done. Dave Andreghi with the set. Net or block? Out of bounds. Yes, off the Bethel Park block it was. And out of bounds. Yeah, there seems to be some controversy. I couldn't tell either whether it was actually bounced off the net and out of bounds or whether a Bethel player touched it. We'll find out in just a second after they sort it out. Some of those are tough to see as they go off the top of the net. Sometimes the net will actually bend and hit a player's arm, have the ball hit a player's arm, sometimes not. Indeed, they leave it with a point for the Panthers off of Bethel Park arm and out of bounds, and that brings the St. Clair Panthers back within 1, trailing by 1, 10-9. Bethel Park lead. Dave Andreghi, the senior, with the serve. To the left side off the St. Clair block. That was Michael O'Brien with that attack for Bethel. That should also be off a Bethel Park tip and out of bounds, sure enough. Jason Fultz has his first successful kill of the night. Dave Andreghi with that top spin serve again. Doesn't exactly fool the Hawks, and now from the back line. That's the libero, Zach Smith, who just got that one over. Short set and really dug out of there nicely by the Hawks. Dave Andreghi with a shot at it. TJ Highland brings it back, and Tom Petrini just keeping the ball in play after that miraculous dig by Bethel, and that attack by Matthew Shannon lands in just inside the St. Clair back line. Side out point to the Blackhawks. That was Matthew Shannon with the serve. Double hit called. Point for the Bethel Park Hawks, and it's a 2-point Hawk lead at 12-10. Matthew Shannon continues with the serve. Tom Petrini, Troy Murphy, the Jason Fultz, the left-hander, sends that one again way wide. Had a pretty good eye on it once more. Good set that time, but it sails way out of bounds, and now Bethel has their largest lead of the night at 13-10. Game number one. You have to win these games by 2, and the game goes to 25. Tom Petrini from the right. That lands in, paints the line. First successful kill of the night for Tom Petrini. Panthers get the side out and control of that serve again. Looks like Tom Petrini, who just had the successful kill, will be doing the serving. Eases the ball over, dug out of there. The overpass went right back to the Panthers, but they did not capitalize on it. TJ Highland now, the Troy Murphy with the set, back to TJ Highland, and in or out, out, just wide. Looked pretty good from here, but I'm sitting 17 rows back in the grandstand. And the Bethel Park lead is back to 3 at 14-11. Substitutions now. Number 7, Milo Kovacevic back on the floor, as is number 1, Nick Thorson, who'll be in there doing the serving. 3-point Bethel lead, 14-11. Dave Andreghi with that dig. Jason Fultz with a left hand off the Bethel Park block. From the left side with a really good attempt that time. Michael O'Brien, the junior for Bethel, sails that one about 2 feet long. Side out and serve back to the Panthers, trailing by 2, 14-12. Bethel with the lead. Substitutions for the Panthers. Zach Cavo, number 8, comes back on the floor, as does number 18, Pat Ty. Coach Zebo does this a lot as the rotation happens. He'll substitute those 2 pairs nearly every time it happens. Zach Cable with that successful serve from basically the back line, hoisted over by the Hawks. TJ Highland didn't have a real good look at it, but it works out fine off a sort of a half block by the junior Mark Malone, number 19 for the Bethel Park Hawks. Here again, it's not how hard you hit it, it's where you hit it. Panthers trail by 1, 14-13. 2 kills on the night for TJ Highland. Yeah, not much. Yeah, came underneath it. If you saw it closely enough, he came up underneath that. Double hit was called in the attempt to set that one up. Didn't get high enough anyway. But Zach Cable continues with the serve, and the game is all knotted up again at 14-14. Nobody can get much of an advantage tonight. Back pass. The back set to Michael O'Brien, the junior for the Bethel Park Hawks, goes right into the St. Clair block. Pat Ty successfully drugged that one right back down on the Bethel side, and Panthers had the lead back at 15-14. That set went right up to the net. Yeah, that was a bit of an overpass on the initial salvo there, and tough to come up with. That pass was right into the net, and the Hawks did the best they could to keep it in play, but it resulted in a double hit. Sort of a push is what it really was, and a point to the Panthers. And the Hawks take a quick timeout. I'm sure they don't want to let this game get away, at least. Things are pretty close, actually. The kills have been spread out very nicely, with Zach Cavo doing most of the setting. TJ Highland with 2. Pat Ty, number 18, with 2. Jason Fultz with 1 great kill. Tom Petrini has had 1. Dave Andreghi, the senior number 3, also has 1. 2 magnificent digs for Dave Andreghi to keep that ball in play. And Pat Ty with the 1 block for a point that we just saw. Panthers control the serve. And we'll see what Coach Jack Zebo has lined up. That's Zach Cavo. Once again with that serve, a 3-year varsity player, Zach Cavo. important to get started with just a good, successful serve. Panthers have the I formation set up on offense. From the right side, there's a little dump shot. Oh, dug out of there really nicely by Zach Weber and kept in play by Jason False. Comes right back, and Dave Andreghi to the front line. Zach Cavo. Pat Ty didn't have much on it. Right into the Bethel Park block. Jason False off the hand of Zach Smith and out of bounds. That one was one of those that was probably going to land in anyway, but Zach took a really good whack at it off his wrist and out of bounds. Jason False with his second kill of the night, and the Panthers have their largest lead of the night, 3 points at 17-14. And Zach Cavo still with a serve. Games to 25. Don't forget, you have to win them by 2. It goes into overtime if you don't. Zach just didn't have enough on that one. Probably wasn't quite set for the serve. He rushed it a little bit, walloped it right into the dead center of the net. Side out and point go right over to the Bethel Park Hawks. 17-15 Panther lead. Michael O'Brien with the serve. Zach Cavo to the left side. TJ Highland through a double block and on the floor. 3 kills on the night for TJ Highland. Panthers get that 3-point lead back at 18-15. Jason False with that left-handed serve. Overpass, well, not really, but did go right back into the net. Then that resulted in a back row attack. Great fake, TJ Highland from the right side this time. Right into the Bethel Park defense. Not much they could do about it. And the Panthers have their largest lead of the night at 4 right now. 19-15. Jason False continues with the serve. Dumped right over the net. Didn't fool the Panthers, but that overpass, that's sure enough. Luckily, Milos Ishakov-Kovacevic had a good look at that one. Walloped it right back on the St. Clair side, but in the process hit the net. Violation point for the Panthers and a 5-point lead at 20-15. A good time of the game to have this. That was really well done by Owen Barrett, the junior for the Bethel Park Hawks. He hit it right where nobody was standing with the left-handed. I'm not sure he's left-handed, but with that left hand sends the serve right back to the Bethel Park Hawks. And Zach Smith, also a junior, will be doing the chores. And that one goes way long. 7-8 feet long. Panthers take the gift on the missed serve. Back to a 5-point lead at 21-16. In pretty good position here in game number 1. TJ Highland, the senior, with the serve, takes it off the net. You can play those. Not like in the old school days when I was growing up where you could not play a net serve. Owen Barrett up way high with the left hand that time and smacks it right down on the St. Clair side. Side out and point for the Hawks. Joe Irwin, number 17, another junior, with the serve for the Hawks. Trailing by 4, 21-17, game number 1. Knuckle serve. I could read Voigt on that ball as it crossed the net. TJ Highland from the back row with power. Off the wrist of Zach Smith and out of bounds. TJ Highland, 5 kills on the night. That one from the back row. There's that substitution again. Number 5 comes on the floor for the Panthers. It's Mike Popek is back. As is number 10, the freshman Troy Murphy, who goes right to the serve. 5-point lead Panthers, 22-17. And Troy probably could have taken a couple of more seconds to get set. Another service error into the net. Gift for the Bethel Park Hawks. They're back within 4. Substitution Colin Deep back on the floor for the Bethel Park Hawks. And Matthew Shannon, the junior, takes a seat. Troy Murphy with a short set to Tom Petrini. Works like a charm. Tom Petrini with a great kill. 5-point lead again for the Panthers with 2 points to go in game number 1. It's 23-18. Dave Andreghi with the serve, the 4-year varsity starter, just lofts it over there to get things rolling. Troy Murphy, the freshman, with that good pass to the front line. Yeah, well, he didn't get quite over it. That was Mike Popek, the senior for the Panthers. Had a pretty good set, but got under it instead of over the top of it. Sailed it way wide. Out of bounds, and the Hawks are back within 4, 23-19. Matthew Shannon with the serve. Short serve gift for the Panthers. We'll take it, and now it is game point, actually 6 game points for the Panthers. Tom Petrini with the serve. Let's see if he can finish it off real quickly here. Off the tip or off the net? Strictly out of bounds. Point for the Panthers, and the Panthers have taken game number 1 of this best-of-5 match, 25-19. We'll take a quick break here. It'll only be milliseconds for you. It'll be 3 minutes for us. Stay with us. We'll be right back. We are back for game number 2 of this best-of-5 match. It's April 10th, 2007, a Section 1 boys volleyball match between the homestanding Panthers of Upper St. Clair and the Blackhawks, of Bethel Park. Tom Petrini, the senior, with the serve. And dug out of there by Tom Petrini, right to the net. TJ Highland off the Bethel Park block. To the left side. Once more into a St. Clair block. And that's basically a pass to nobody. Owen Barrett had a nice set there, but this is one of those I thought you got it, I thought you had it kind of a plays, and end up nobody went after that one, and it's a point for the Panthers. They draw first blood, and Tom Petrini gets to continue with the serve. 1-0 Panthers, game number 2. Not much could be done there. That set wasn't the world's greatest, but TJ Highland into the Bethel Park block and dug out of there by Troy Murphy. From the back row, nice attack that time, and it works. Tom Petrini got it, overpassed it a bit. TJ Highland with a good effort to try to bring that ball back. But that back row attack for the Bethel Park Hawks worked like a charm. Substitution, number 15 comes on the floor, Chris Ryan. First time we've seen Chris on the floor. He did not play in game number 1. He plays right now and gets the serving chores. Looking sharp with the orange knee socks. TJ Highland from the left side. Off the hands of Joe Irwin, not out of bounds, point to the Panthers, and TJ Highland, 6 kills on the night. Off the great sets from Troy Murphy and Zach Cavo. There's that substitution. Troy Murphy on the bench, as is Mike Popek. Zach Cavo, number 8, comes in with a serve, and Pat Ty will work the front line. Referee's timeout, missed serve, doesn't count. Let's see what the situation is, whether the substitution situation over there. Sometimes it's just plain tough to know from the 17th row on the opposite side of the floor what's going on at the scorer's table. It looks like they were keeping the score we were keeping the score in the right place. All right, it's 2-1 Panthers early here in game number 2 of this best-of-5 match. Yeah, nice attack by Michael O'Brien off the St. Clair block, side out and point to the Bethel Park Hawks, and it's 2-2. This one may end up just like the last one, where this was a dead-even game right until about the teams reached 17 or 18 points. Gift for the Panthers. That one went about 2 feet long. Got to get the Hawks out of the weight room, looks like, and it's the Panthers with a 3-2 advantage. This one may just go like the other one, tight all the way till late in the game. Back set. Zach Weber to Dave Andreggi in the front line off of Bethel Park. Christie probably should have let that one go. That was Chris Ryan, who should have let that one go when you try to return it with one wrist. That's a hard thing to do, like hitting a baseball. Anyway, it's a point for the Panthers. Jason False now with the serve. Going backwards that time off the hands of a new player on the floor. Jared Marks is playing the libero, number 8 for the Bethel Park Hawks. Left side. TJ Highland tried to fool him, but he came up just short. It rolled off the top of the net back on the St. Clair side. Point to the Bethel Park Hawks, and they stay close at 4-3. Nick Thorson, the junior, with the serve for the Hawks. Dave Andreggi to the front line, and Pat Ty. Nah, not quite. Went into the Bethel Park block. Back to Jason Falls, who overpassed it into the net. Not much Dave Andreggi could do with it. Point Hawks, game 2 knotted up at 4-4. Nick Thorson with the serve. Nothing special on it. Dave Andreggi to the front line. Back to Dave Andreggi, left side off the Bethel Park block. And they do succeed in keeping it in play. Jason Falls, back set TJ Highland, right where they weren't standing, in front of Jared Marks, and TJ 7 kills on the night to lead all Panther scores. Tom Petrini with 2, Pat Ty with 2, Jason Falls with 2, but TJ's way out there with 7. Off the tremendous setting, and he does the serving. Into the St. Clair block. Tom Petrini with a successful block and the scoring and the point for Tom. His first successful block for a point tonight. 2-point Panther lead at 6-4. TJ could have held that one another minute. That one came up way short. Substitution for the Hawks. Number 30's back on the floor. That's Owen Barrett. We've seen him many times before. Chris Ryan Jr. takes a seat on the bench. Remember, there's no seniors on this Bethel Park team. It's almost exclusively juniors. Back row attack too soft to get anywhere. Tom Petrini to Zach Cable. Back to Tom Petrini from the left side. Off the Bethel Park block and out of bounds. Tom Petrini with a successful kill 3 in the night. It's a 2-point Panther lead. Here comes that substitution again. Mike Popek, number 5, back on the floor. Zach Cable goes out. And there's Troy Murphy, the freshman, in to do the serving chores. Pat Ty comes out for a break. They'll be back. Just long. Troy Murphy had a little bit too much on it. I thought maybe gravity would bring that one down. It didn't. That's a gift for the Hawks. It's 7-6 Panthers. Mark Malone with the serve. Another long one. Got to get these guys out of the weight room. These serves are sailing way long. Panthers back to a 2-point lead at 8-6. Matches the longest of the game. Largest lead of the game, that is. Dave Andreghi, the senior, with the serve. Oh, lands in. I thought that one might have a chance to go wide. Nick Thorson leaping way high for that one. Substitutions on the floor. Number 17, Joe Irwin on the floor as Joe Malone, a sophomore. First time we've seen him tonight. And this is Joe Irwin, number 17, the junior, with the serve for the Hawks. Ticks the net, handled by TJ Highland. Dave Andreghi from the back row. Digs it out of there very nicely. Troy Murphy to Tom Petrini, right side. Tom Petrini. Back to Tom Petrini and right into the Bethel Park block. Tom got way up high for that one. Probably should have lofted it over that block, but hit it right into it instead. Back on the St. Clair side. Game 2 is knotted up at 8-8. Joe Irwin with the serve for the Hawks. Troy Murphy back in play. Jason False with the left hand. Controlled nicely by Owen Barrett for the Hawks. Off up St. Clair block. Overpass right into the net. And Owen Barrett, in on the play twice that time, comes down with a successful kill for the Blackhawks. And they've got their first lead of game number 2 at 9-8. Joe Irwin continues with the serve. Back set to Tom Petrini, right side, and way long. Pretty good set that time, and Tom had a pretty good eye on it. Hoisted it way wide. Tom's being recruited by Nazareth College and may end up there after this season is over. That one goes in and up. That one's not going to count. That one hit the net, suspended from the ceiling. Can't do that. You can do it on your own side if a set goes high enough to hit some piece of the structure and comes back down. That's okay, but you cannot hit anything structural and have it go back over the net. That's a violation point for the Panthers. Well, nice attempt that time, but number 12 way up high. Joe Malone up high for the Bethel Park Hawks. And they've got their largest lead of game number 2 at 11-9. Chris Ryan back on the floor with the orange socks doing the serving. Dave Andreghi gets it back for the front line. Troy Murphy to TJ Highland off a block tip and not able to be handled by the libero number 8, Jared Marks. TJ Highland once again. Zach Cabo now back on the floor. Troy Murphy goes out, as does Mike Popek. Zach Cabo with the serve. Panthers trailing by 1, 11-10, and Zach nails that one into the tape, giving the Hawks a gift and their 2-point lead back at 12-10. Matthew Shannon with the serve for the Hawks. Pat Ty, the back set. Dave Andreghi ends up hoisting it over and out of some confusion there. Dave Andreghi was standing just behind TJ Highland and probably called him off, and timing was a little bit off. Dave Andreghi is usually pretty reliable about that. But it's a 3-point Bethel Park lead, 13-10. Plenty of time for the Panthers to get caught back up here. Jason False off a block. And right back, the overpass heads back, miraculously kept alive by the Hawks. TJ Highland and out of bounds. There's one I bet you TJ wishes he had back, but it does land out of bounds gift for the Hawks and a 4-point lead. Hawks' largest lead of the night in either game. Jason Falls, TJ Highland right side, right back to the Panthers. Back set now this time to Jason Falls, didn't get over. 5-point Bethel Park lead. The St. Clair Panthers don't want this game to be getting away. Yeah. Yep, a lift. Lift called on number 15, Zach Weber, as he tried to sort of dig that one out. That's one of those tweeners that came in too low to hit up high, too high to hit down low. Jason Falls right over Pat Ty. TJ Highland, finally, the Panthers break the string. Valiant effort that time by Joe Irwin, but not enough to keep TJ Highland's ball from dribbling out of bounds. That's a 5-point deficit for the Panthers, 16-11. The left-hander Jason Falls with a serve. Overpass comes right back, and sure enough, Pat Ty took care of that. That pass should go from the back line to somebody in the Bethel Park front line. Went right to the net. Pat Ty took care of business, and it's a 4-point deficit for the Panthers, 16-12. From the back row, Chris Ryan. Panthers could not use it. Left side set, and a little dump shot comes right over. Zach Cavo back to Dave Andraghi, not quite enough. Needed about 3 more inches to get it over the net. Then that point goes right to side out, and point go right back to the Bethel Park Hawks. 17-12, Bethel Park lead. Nick Thorson, number 1, the junior for Bethel Park, handling the serving. Panthers need to side out and control this ball right back. Dave Andraghi. Back set to TJ Highland. Once more, it's a pretty good set, and TJ came in a little low with it. That's a 6-point advantage for the Hawks now at 18-12. The game getting in serious territory now. The Panthers need to run a few points, and they need to run them right now. Trading points won't do it, and this is exactly what Coach Jack Zevo is going to be talking about. It really hasn't been that Bethel Park has overpowered the Panthers. Panthers have been sort of their own worst enemy here with short serves, short sets, or short attacks, that is, on pretty good sets. We'll see what Coach Zebo can get back together here. The Panthers are pretty much a team of seniors. It's this kind of experience that Coach Zebo has been building for. Dave Andraghi is senior. Looks like he'll be heading for club play at Virginia Tech. Jason Falls, the number 22, has been a 4-year starter. TJ Highland, a 3-year varsity starter. He may be headed toward Division I St. Francis, and if that's not a familiar name to you, St. Francis has a very, very good men's volleyball program, which you don't see very much anymore at the men's Division I level. Most of the programs seem to come out of the Big Ten or off the West Coast. Not really in this part of the world, but St. Vincent's is one of those with a very, very respectable men's volleyball program. Now let's see what Coach Zebo's got going. See if the Panthers can get control of this ball right back now. Left side, Dave Andraghi off the Bethel Park tip and out of bounds. Should be point Panthers. Indeed, the tip works. Dave Andraghi with his second successful kill of the night. 5-point deficit for the Panthers. Time for TJ Highland to come up with a couple of decent serves here. Panthers need to run some points. Trading points will not help at this stage of the game. Yeah, there's one. Lift call. That's another one of those that came in a little bit low. Too low to hit high, too high to hit low again. I'll count that as a service ace, and it's the first one of the night. Wasn't all that pretty, but when you serve it and it doesn't come back, that's an ace in my book. Handled this time by the Hawks. Short set. Jason False digging that one out. Zach Cava from the back line. TJ Highland. Dave Andraghi off the Bethel Park block. They can't use it. Dug out of there nicely by Dave Andraghi, but not able to be used. Even though the Panthers didn't come up with that, and you like to see the guys digging and scraping the floor for these points. 5-point deficit, 19-14. Bethel Park leads. Michael O'Brien with the serve. This is game number 2 of a best-of-5 match. Panthers took game number 1. And that's a good sign. Pat Ty. Or was that Tom Petrini? I think it was Tom Petrini actually came through with that one. 4 kills on the night for Tom. Here's that substitution again. Mike Popek, number 5 in the Flores, is number 10, Troy Murphy. Troy Murphy has not had a good serving night. I think he's put both his chances into the net. Let's see what Troy's got this time. Panthers need some points and need them right now. Back set and into the net, 19. That's Mark Malone. And that's a serve that didn't come back. I'll count that as an ace. Troy Murphy with a serve again. Panthers back within 3, 19-16. They need a couple more right now. Left side set. Jason Falls thought he had that one. Came a little bit off his left wrist and out of bounds, and now it's dangerous territory. The Bethel Park Blackhawks 20 at Panthers 16, 4-point lead. With Mark Malone doing the serving. Dave Andreggi digs it up, but the overpass goes right over the net to Matthew Shannon, who knew exactly what to do. My mistake. Something happened there. It's actually Panthers' point. Must have hit the net. My bad. I was screened on the play. And just sort of lofted over, and now what we got? Another net violation by the Hawks. Point to the Panthers. 2 timely violations by the Hawks bring the Panthers back within 2 at 2018. Dave Andreggi, the 4-year senior, the varsity senior, with the serving, and let's see if the Panthers can't get right back in this match. On the left side into the St. Clair block, Tom Petrini. His second block for a point on the night, and the Panthers are back within 1 at 2019. Dave Andreggi continues with the serve. From the back row, some confusion there. 2 guys standing in the same spot. Yeah, somebody wasn't calling it. That was Milos Ishakov Kovacevic with the weak attempt, but he had another Bethel player right on his backside, and this game is all knotted up at 20. Exactly what good time for the Panthers to run off 4 points in a row, including a nifty block by Tom Petrini, a couple of timely kills, and a couple of mistakes by the Bethel Park Hawks. TJ Highland still leading all offensive categories for the Panthers with 9 successful kills. Tom Petrini now in with 4. Pat Ty, number 18, has 3. Dave Andreggi with 2. And 3 brilliant digs by Dave Andreggi to keep balls in play. You got to be able to do that too. Dave Andreggi is not the tallest guy on the floor, but when you can get low and dig those balls off the polyurethane, that keeps balls in play and results in points. And Dave Andreggi continues with the serve. Wouldn't it be great if the Panthers could just serve the thing out right now? It only takes 5. Lofted over by Dave Andreggi. Comes right into the net. Another net violation. Looks like his back foot was over the line. And another gift to the Panthers. And they've got the lead back for the first time in a long time at 21-20. Dave Andreggi continuing with the serve. 4 points to go. It's that when it's this close this late in the game. Remember, you have to win by 2. Into the St. Clair block. Comes right back and lofted over the 2-ball. Dug out of there by Dave Andreggi. Well done, Dave. From the back row, just hoisted over to keep the ball in play. A short set. Tom Petrini way up high. Didn't fool the Blackhawks. Jason False comes out with it. Troy Murphy back to Jason False and off the double Bethel Park block. Jason False with the left-handed kill. Well done, Jason. His 3rd of the night. And the Panthers have taken control here in a 2-point lead with this second game winding down. I thought it didn't fool the Panthers that time with that little short one. TJ Highland from way back in the back row. 10th kill on the night for Upper St. Clair. 3-point lead. They've rattled off 7 in a row here at a very timely juncture. Time out, Bethel Park. Bethel actually had control of this game for almost the whole thing until the score was basically about 20-16. Bethel Park and the Upper St. Clair Panthers have rattled off 7 points in a row to take command here. This game only goes to 25. Panthers only need 2 more points to put this one away, and that would be a commanding 2-0 lead. It's not exactly over for the Hawks yet. They've still got time to get back in this, but suddenly gravity has gone the Upper St. Clair way, and Dave Andreggi has had a nice little string of serves here. No aces to talk about, but certainly there's a few mistakes being made by the Blackhawks that have given the Panthers the edge here. Be great if Dave Andreggi could just serve this one out right now at 23-20. Too long. Look, I jinxed him. That one sails about 3 feet long, and that gift sends control of the ball back to the Hawks. But this is not so bad. Really, in volleyball, you want to be the first one to receive the serve. You get the first shot at a classic bump, set, kill attempt. Let's see what the Panthers have got. Dave Andreghi. And dug out of there, but a kill lift called. Panthers had first shot, and I thought they might be. The first bump went a little bit long. Very tough to dig out, and now the Hawks are back within one. It's 23-22 Panthers. You have to win these games by 2. Tom Petrini from the right into the Bethel Park block, and that knots the game up at 23. The Hawks have fought right back in this after everybody gave them up for dead. 23 all, you have to win by 2. The game will just keep going until somebody has the 2-point advantage. TJ Highland comes back. Dave Andreghi digs that one out. Troy Murphy to the left side. Jason False oozes the ball over the net. Did not fool the Hawks from the back row. And Jason False gets a shot again off the Bethel Park block and down. Jason False hit it right at the right spot. It lofted right up in the air, and nobody from Bethel jumped on it. Now it's game point for Tom Petrini and the Panthers. Center set. Troy Murphy with the one wrist comes back successfully, and TJ Highland just lofts the ball over. Not much you could do with it. Set back, short set Bethel, and now it's overtime. It's 24 all. You got to win by 2, and Bethel Park has the serve. Once again, it's an advantage for the receiving team to have the first shot at a bump set attack. After the Panthers fought back from 4 points down, it'll be great to see them run off these 2 in a row. Let's see what we can accomplish here. Left side to TJ Highland off the Bethel Park block. Lofted back in bounds, but not much Bethel can do with it. They just sort of lifted it over the net. TJ Highland again off the block and down. Advantage Panthers. TJ Highland 11 kills on the night, and the Panthers have the advantage. And here comes that substitution again. Number 8 Zach Cavo, number 18 Pat Ty on the floor for the Panthers. This will be Zach Cavo doing the serving. Let's hope he just takes his time and gets a good one over. But here Bethel Park's got the advantage. They get to use it first. And the bump set attack. Let's see what the Panthers can do for defense. Successful serve. Left side, and dug out of there by Zach Weber. Nicely done, Zach, from the back row. Dave Andreghi. Left side again, Bethel Park, and they find a spot in the back left. Michael O'Brien that time from the left side, all knotted up at 25 again. You got to win by 2. Left side over TJ Highland's head, but he does come and get a little bit of power on it. Bethel Park gets to use it first. Michael O'Brien. Zach Weber over, almost an overpass, and what's called? Oh, somebody brushed the net with a brush of hair or something. And Bethel Park gets to control and the ball. 26-25, Bethel Park lead. Jason False. TJ Highland into the Bethel Park block and down. Point Panthers, and it's 26 all. 12 kills TJ Highland in 2 games. Good job, TJ. Jason False with a left-handed serve. Drops in just behind Jared Marks. Ace Jason False. It's one of those that could have gone either way. Works out great for the Panthers. Thank you, gravity. Dragging that ball down just inside the back line. Didn't fool the Hawks that time. And from the left side, Michael O'Brien again over the first line of blocks. Left side, Dave Andreghi off the Bethel Park block and down. Upper St. Clair comes away with game number 2. Having fought back from a 5-point deficit. 28-26, 2 games to nothing lead for the St. Clair Panthers. We'll take a quick break here and be right back. Stay with us. We are back here for game number 3 of this best-of-5 match between the homestanding Upper St. Clair Panthers and the visiting Bethel Park Blackhawks. I'm Kevin McGahey, my cameraman. My videographer is Trevor McGahey tonight. And it's our pleasure to bring you this, what has been a pretty exciting contest so far, with the Upper St. Clair Panthers making the home fans happy with a win in the first game at 25-19. And having battled back from 5 down to win in overtime, 28-26 in game number 2. And this will start off game number 3, Bethel Park with the serve. Troy Murphy, 2. Well, that's the first attack successful kill of the night from Mike Popek, the senior. We haven't seen much out of Mike tonight. In fact, he substitutes out for Zach Cavo, and Pat Ty comes in, and the Panthers draw first blood in game number 3 at 1-0. Zach Cavo, the senior, with the serve. And he gets it over successfully, but out of bounds. That's off the right wrist of Jared Marks, who's playing the libero here in game number 3. Remember, the Bethel Park's got a very young team, overladen with juniors, a bundle of them, and a couple of sophomores, but no seniors on the team, 0. Short set, and Dave Andreghi took some punishment just there, and Jason False lands in the back corner. In called by the linesman, Jason False. But that whole thing happened because Dave Andreghi dug that, I don't know how he did it, dug that thing off the floor, coming way to his right. And the Panthers start off with a good 3-0 lead in game number 3. Back set, and Dave Andreghi again with the one wrist. That doesn't work all the time, but Dave's having having good luck with it tonight. That was a great set to the center to the middle hitter. Yeah, 32, Matthew Shannon. Got way up high for that one. Pretty much had had control of the floor. Hope he didn't damage the polyurethane on that side. He hit it so hard. Colin Deep, the junior, with the serve for Bethel Park. Jump serve, first we've seen tonight. Jump, now that's the magic of the jump serve. Jump serves are terrific. When you can get up high with a serve, it comes down with a top spin. And just like that one, it's very, very difficult to return. And indeed, that one goes long. Or the Panthers had everybody back that time. Usually you have a couple people in the front and a couple of people in the back, but with the jump serve, you want to cover that back area. Sends a side out and point back to the Panthers. Jason False with the serve and the overpass. Well, it's reacted to nicely by the Bethel Park Hawks. On the right side, TJ Highland one more time. 13 kills for TJ gets us back to that 3-point lead at 5-2 Panthers. Jason False with a left-handed serve. Goes about 2.5 feet long. Not the kind of time in the match to be giving out gifts like that. Let's see the Panthers get this thing right back. Side out would be nice. Dave Andreghi, long again, no tip. Nope, no tip, out of bounds. Panthers lead by 1, 5-4. It's game number 3 of this best-of-5 match. Short set, Pat Ty. The sophomore with his 4th kill of the night. Zach Cavo with a tremendous set. Makes it all possible when you get a good set for your hitters. 2-point lead for the Panthers. TJ Highland with the serve. From the right side, TJ Highland miraculously comes up with that one, lofts it right back over, and it works. TJ Highland from way in the back row fooled the Hawks. And it's a 3-point Panther lead again. It's 7-4. We're early. This is game number 3 of a best-of-5 match. TJ Highland with the serve. Jared Marks picks it up nicely, and just the ooze shot over the net doesn't work. Double hit called. You don't see that very often from the Panther setters, but Zach Cavo was called for that double hit. Serve heads back to the Bethel Park Hawks side of the floor. Number 1, Nick Thorson, the junior, with the serve. 7-5 Panthers, game number 3. Panthers took the first 2. Tom Petrini way up high, but didn't fool the Bethel Park Hawks. Shoved over the net. Dave Andreghi to Zach Cavo. Short set. Timing was off a little bit. The play was on the short set to Pat Ty. Pat was there stuck in the air with nothing to swing at. And it's Bethel Park ball trailing by 1. Panthers lead actually 7-6. Overpass into the net. Little too much on it that time. TJ Highland dug it out, but put it over Zach Cavo's head. It's very tough to drag those balls out of the net. They fall straight down. And Bethel Park point. All knotted up 7-all. That's more what we had in mind with Dave Andreghi, but he hit it right into the Bethel Park block. And Bethel Park, the Hawks have their first lead of game number 3 at 8-7. Timeout. Timeout Upper St. Clair. I'm sure Coach Zebo just wants to calm down his troops a little bit. They had a 3-point lead. It evaporated. Now a 1-point deficit. TJ Highland still leading everybody with 13 kills, but Dave Andreghi is having a tremendous night on the floor. Digging balls off the polyurethane, keeping them in play for point attempts. 3 aces served in tonight's match. You don't see very many aces at this level of play anyway. You really have to have a tremendous serve, like we saw the jump serve a few minutes ago from Colin Deep. For Bethel, we may see that again, but those the jump serves, just the way they come diving down at you, very, 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 very tough to handle. Nick Thorson continues with the serve for the Hawks. 8-7 Hawk lead, game number 3. Yeah, not a high enough set out of Zach Cabo that time for the Panthers to do much with the back set to the Hawks. Dug out of there by TJ Highland, playing the back line. And from the back line, TJ Highland off the net. Point Panthers. TJ Highland once more, but from way back behind the 10-meter line. Knots the match up at 8-8. The freshman, Troy Murphy, number 10 on the floor for the Panthers, doing the serving. Just make sure it goes in, and it does. Back set right side and up high by Michael O'Brien. With that great-looking kill by the Hawks, 9-8 Bethel Park lead. O'Brien with the serve. Troy Murphy short set. Tom Petrini off the wrist that time of Michael O'Brien, and Tom Petrini with his 5th kill of the night. All match a game, all knotted up at 9. Dave Andreghi, the senior, with the serve. That hit the antenna. Yep, if it hits the red and white antenna, that is out of bounds, and that brings a point to the Panthers. Dave Andreghi with that serve. Handled nicely by the Hawks left side into the St. Clair block, but it falls on our side. Owen Barrett, the junior, with that successful kill. Mark Malone with the serve. Troy Murphy with the set. Back to Jason False off the Bethel Park block and out of bounds. Nice little attempt there by Nick Thorson to bring it back. Unsuccessful. That ends up being one more successful kill for Jason False. 6 on the night for him. The Panthers are in control of this, and Zach Weber, first time I think we've seen Zach serving tonight, number 15. Into the net and over the net, but looks like Nick Thorson had a foot under the net over the black line, and that violation sends that point to the Panthers for our biggest lead now of game number 3. It's only a 2-point lead, but it's the biggest one we've had at 12-10. Right side, Dave Andreghi with a look at it. Too much height and too much power out of the Bethel Park Hawks. Sends a side out and point over to Bethel. Joe Irwin with the serve for the Hawks. Trailing by 1, 12-10 Panther lead. Dave Andreghi to Troy Murphy with the set. Left side, TJ Highland finds the empty spot. TJ again, 15 kills. Great night for TJ. Good setting night for Zach Cavo and Troy Murphy. Here comes that sub again. Pat Ty, 18. Zach Cavo, number 8, back on the floor. Zach will head straight to the serving chores. He had a good serving game last match, or last game that is. 13-10. 2-point Panther lead. Comes in low and hard. Short backset. Zach Cavo digs it out. Pat Ty wasn't ready for it. Nice dig by Zach Cavo to keep the ball alive. Went a little bit far and behind Pat Ty. Hawks back within 1. 13-12. Jump serve. Handled that time by Dave Andreghi. Zach Cavo to left side. TJ Highland off the Bethel Park block. Rescued by Jason False. Kept alive by Zach Weber. How did he do that? Yeah, point, yeah. A great rally by the Panthers, but the point ends up in the hands of the Bethel Park Hawks. And Colin Deep, probably with that jump serve coming again. Yep, sure enough. It's important not to catch a miss throw like that. You want to just let it drop. That way you get another shot at it. TJ Highland off the Bethel Park block, rescued by the Hawks. Back to the middle and just sort of dumped over the net. Dug out of there by TJ Highland, over by Zach Weber. Dave Andreghi with the save. And from the back line, Dave just dumps it over. But it works. But it works off the Colin deep. Set it basically to the scorer's table, and the Panthers get back to that 1-point lead, 14-13. It's game number 3 of a best-of-5 match. Jason False, the left-hander with that serve, handled by the Hawks to the left side, and Michael O'Brien again, but this time it sails way long. Panthers back to a 2-point lead, 15-13. Jason False continues with the serve. Very nice set, a lot of power on that attack, but not quite enough. And Jason False, by Bedwish's, had that one back. Sails right into the net. A gift for the Hawks, and we're right back to a 1-point lead for the Panthers, 15-14. Matthew Shannon with the serve. Zach Cavo with the set. TJ Highland once more off the Bethel Park block, 16 kills. Tom Petrini back on the floor now. The Zach Weber, the libero, goes out. The junior libero goes out after that great rally he had a minute ago. O'Brien again. Gets it just to the right of TJ Highland. Not much TJ could do about it. It's deceiving. Michael O'Brien doesn't look that tall, but man, can he jump. He gets up high and hits with power. 16-15, Panther lead. Nick Thorson, the junior, with the serve for the Hawks. Zach Cavo to Tom Petrini. A little confused. It works just fine. Well, it's one of those floaters that came off the fist of Tom Petrini, but it certainly baffled the Bethel Park Hawks. Landed right in the center of the donut hole, and it's a 17-15 2-point Panther lead. That's a sub again for the Panthers. Nick Popek, number 5, back in the floor, and the freshman Troy Murphy with the serve. 2-point Panther lead. Michael O'Brien off the St. Clair tip. Dave Andreghi keeps the ball in play over the net. Well done. Short set. Jason False, what's up this time? Somebody in the net. One of the Panther players in the net. Sorry, I was looking the other way. The violation sends the ball right back to the Hawks, trailing by 1, 17-16. Michael O'Brien, the junior, with the serve for the Hawks. Oh, back set to Dave Andreghi. Does come up with it, but he was surprised by that one. The sails wide. Nice kill attempt by Milos Ishakov Kovacevic. Sails way wide by about 4 feet. Dave Andreghi, the senior, with the serve. Right into the St. Clair block, but not sent back to Bethel Park. They got the successful kill. Side out end point, trailing. This is a pretty tight match right now. The teams are trading points. Panthers keep that 1-point lead, 18-17 right now. Troy Murphy with the set. Jason False, Bethel Park with the block and way out of bounds. Well done, Jason. That counts. That's 7 kills for Jason tonight. 2-point Panther lead, 19-17. The team's trading points. Works out for the Panthers. Zach Weber, number 15, the junior, with the serve. Panthers could use another couple of points as a cushion here, but that's not going to happen that time. That's Milos Ishakov again off the St. Clair block and successfully out of bounds. Bethel Park back within 1. 19-18, Panther lead, coming into serious territory here. Remember, these games are won at 25 points, and you have to win by 2. Hard driving serve, handled nicely. Troy Murphy from the back line. It'll be Dave Andreghi. Lands in. Back corner. Well placed by Dave Andreghi. 3rd kill of the night. It doesn't get any prettier than that. That's one of those you can't possibly make a good decision about whether to rescue that ball or not. Zach Cavo back on the floor and with the serve, and the Panthers with a 2-point lead in good territory here at 2018. Oh, sails just long, about a foot long out of Zach. A gift. That's not what you want to see at this stage of the match. Bethel Park Hawks back within 1 at 20-19. Here comes the jump server again, Colin Deep with the serve. Yep, jump serve indeed. Jason False digs it out. Dave Andreghi. Michael O'Brien again into the block and down. Jason False and Pat Ty with that block, and that keeps that 2-point lead for the Panthers. 21-19, 4 points to go, and this match is over. TJ Highland keeps it alive. Zach Cavo back set to TJ Highland, slices the ball right to left, and TJ Highland 17 kills on the night, and a 3-point cushion now for the Panthers. Great territory for this to happen. Jason False with that serve in the left hand. Panthers need 3 more points to finish this without the over. Oh, well, it goes right into the net. Somebody was in the net. Yeah, a gift for the Panthers. I'm sorry, it was screened. I could not see who that was, but a Bethel Park player crossed that line. Jason False now with a 4-point lead, 23-19 Panthers. Into the block and down, handled nicely by the Hawks. Back set. And long out of bounds. Matthew Shannon, a little too much on it that time, and the Panthers with 5 match points, steering them right in the mug right now. A 24-19 Panther lead here in game number 3. And if the Panthers can come up with 1 more point, it's a 3-0 whitewash of the Bethel Park Hawks. TJ Highland has had a great night with 17 kills and then 1 marvelous dig. The blocks, Tom Petrini with 2 of those for points. That's working out very nicely. Also 5 great kills on the night for Tom. Jason False has come through in the clutch now with 7 kills and this serving run to get the Panthers in position to win this match now. 1 more point is all they need, and the Bethel Park Hawks have to come up with 7 somewhere if they expect to extend this match. Jason False with the serve. From way back behind the line, gets it down, handled by the Hawks, back set right side, and a successful kill by Matthew Shannon. Breathes life back into the Bethel Park Hawks, but here again, just because they're serving, the Panthers still have the advantage with the first attempt at the bump set attack. 24-20. Panthers. Jason False, Zach Cavo, Dave Andrighi. Well, that's a tough way to end the match. Into the net 1 more time for the Bethel Park Hawks. Sends the entire game set match to the Upper St. Clair Panthers, having won this 3rd game of the match 25-20, sending the home fans home early and happy. 3 games to none for the Panthers, 25-19, 28-26, and 25-20. My name's Kevin McGahey. It's been our pleasure to bring you tonight's match. My cameraman has been Trevor McGahey. Stay with us again. There'll be more matches coming to you right here on Cable 7. Stay with us. Thanks, everybody, and good night.